Bing boing bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip. Hey guys, this is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Thank you guys for allowing me to be part of your day. I really appreciate it. Guys, everybody does have a story to tell. And to me, you see a lot of who a person is when you see them at home. You know, when they bang their foot, when somebody is in the refrigerator before them, when somebody's in the bathroom and they need to use it, when somebody's chilling and watching television and you're interrupting them, or you got to tell them to get ready for work or whatever. And I had a job that allowed me to do that when I worked inside of the jail system, and I was responsible for 21 male inmates that ran the kitchen in the facility that I worked at. And then later, I was in charge of the commissary. And then much later, I ended up working in a residential facility for children that ranged from the average age of the kid was 16, 17 years old. Guys, what I found with everybody is that everybody wants to matter. And I even made a video, I think it was on this channel, about the importance of mattering and how everybody wants to matter. When somebody is locked up, they don't want to be lost in the blue jumpsuit or the orange jumpsuit and the loss of identity and their hopes and dreams. Everybody's got hopes and dreams, you know. So the individuality of a person is the thing that makes people scream, I matter, look at this, I have this, and I'm special about this. And when you are in a facility, you are equal. There is no individuality. You are an inmate in a facility, and your task is to be on your best behavior and rehabilitate. And the reality is, and I said it before, your task is to get one over on the deputies and have the deputies try to stop you before you get one over on them. And that's it. And when you're there, usually to be a better criminal than you were, then you share war stories. Just like long before there was TV or radio, there was lore. Lore. There was stories. You shared stories. And when you are incarcerated, you share stories. And usually it's about this crime on the streets, this one. When you get into being on the phone, like we've got phone calls from prison now, you hear Wade Wilson and how he makes time, and how now Mackenzie Shirilla, she makes time, Sarah Boone, all these people that were too busy before now have all this time to make for you, and they want you to stop the world, in the world that you're actually in, where there's red lights, green lights, toaster ovens that pop up, microwaves that go off, and say, stop, pay attention to me. And all you have inside of that world that you're in, inside of a facility, is all the time in the world. So when I cover phone calls from Mackenzie Shirilla, and I tell you who I think she is, I've heard a million Mackenzie Shirillas. And I've heard a million of her mothers in different stages of the game. You know, Mackenzie's mom wants to be her best friend. She wants to be cool. Now is the time to put your foot down, because in about 15 years or so, your kid's going to come out. You're still going to be, you're still young enough now that you'll probably be alive when she's out, but you're going to be older. And if you thought she wore the pants back then, she's going to be wearing the pants 10 times more so now. Can you imagine in 15 years she'll come out, she'll be in her 30s, You're going to be in your 60s or 70s. You think that she is going to let you live any kind of peaceful life? You better set her straight now, because you failed at it before. All those Wade Wilson women, where was he a good guy before? He used to actually beat the hell out of the women he was with and cheated on them all. And if you look into it, he even took one against their will, like 400 miles away to Key West in their own car. Guys, you hear these phone calls from these inmates and the hairs on the back of your neck go up, and you know better. And yet you got people thinking, I don't know. I mean, like, it's desperate on the family of the Sharilla family. I mean, like, how desperate do you have to be to... It was more important to you to be liked and accepted by your kid than to raise your kid to be respectable and keep your kid out of trouble. That's the Sharilla family. Suck it up. That's just the truth. And Wade Wilson... Wade got into trouble afterwards, I believe. You know, and his family isn't doing anything for him. The women are trying to do things for Wade. And let me tell you something about the women that are waiting on the outside for these men and or women and or men that are waiting for women. You can check with the Gypsy Rose shit. For every one guy, there's 10. For every one woman, there's 10. They are in there making the best life that they can in their head, in their world. Guys, if you want me to talk about this, I'm happy to talk about this. There are subscribers that had been incarcerated that can tell you their story. One thing, seriously, that we all have in common, though, no lie, is that we all want to matter. And that's the truth. And everybody does have a story to tell. But very few people take the time to listen until now, which we are. We're listening to the stories. And there's quite a few incredible stories and incredible people that are incarcerated. Not everybody that's incarcerated is in there for violent acts. You know, not that it makes it okay that they've committed crime. There's very talented people in there. There's people that have just made mistakes. And then there's the hardened fucking criminals in there. And they tend to be in different stages of the facilities. And gone through each stage from beginning to end. Anyway, if it's something you guys want me to talk about, I'd love to talk about it with you. Things have changed over the course of the last 30 years, but not human nature. You know, not how people need to and want to get along or not. Not how somebody wants to be a top dog and run the show in there and get one over. That's their job, to get one over on the COs, and the COs is their job to catch it beforehand. Right? Guys, be great and happy Saturday. Thank you guys for allowing me to be part of your day. I so appreciate it. Should we go on with this kind of, you want to talk about it? We'll talk about it. Thanks, guys. Let me tell you what I do know. I know that usually when somebody ends up in jail, they usually end up in jail because they think they matter more than the other person. Bing, boing, bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip.